When we've done research, this is the thing that most people fear the most.
How common would you say are after death or near death experiences for people?
They are probably more common than people might realize.
Approximating 25% of people, 50% of people?
It's all over the place. It can be between about 25% of the population up to 60%. So you have to remember, not everyone is going to endorse this. They might experience it, but not share with other people. And when we've done research explicitly asking people if they've had any kind of communication like this, they will say yes and share their story and then disclose that they've never told anybody. And you can imagine why. They think that someone's going to think they're crazy or that they're making it up.
That would be, the question that would jump out at me. And I'll use an example from my personal life. My mother passed. I go on this hike to kind of clear my head. Long hike. I get up to the central point of the hike, cloudy all the time. I get up to the top and the sun comes out. And I guess you could read that, depending on how you believe, two ways, right? Like, this is a sign. My mother is wherever. Or like, it's just a complete coincidence. Like, how do you kind of separate between those two?
That's a really good question, and it can be tough. And a lot of it boils down to the interpretations and beliefs of the individual. As a clinical psychologist, which is what I am in my background, I'm way more interested in how it impacts people. Does that make you feel better? Does it help you cope with your grief? Does it make you feel like you're not alone?
When you look at I believe if I looked at, there was like 12 main categories of after death communications. Is there one or two that are much more prevalent than other ones?
I think it's very common for people to sense a presence of someone. And I think part of that may be because it's sort of general enough that, it seems more accessible, maybe.
It's both specific enough and vague enough that kind of can categorize as anything.
And we all know what that feels like, which is also interesting. So
is there any research though that would suggest that, like, this is just a brain coping mechanism?
Yeah. And there are people who argue that, I don't know, again, that's not my specific area of expertise. And I'm not very aware of any research that has said, yes, this is where that happens in the brain and that's what's going on. It's certainly a hypothesis. What's more common is a hypothesis that these are just sort of wishes. And as you sort of alluded to, like, I want to believe this. So then I imbue it with this attribution. I say that, yes, this is what it is.
What do you think we fear more? Death or not knowing what happens next, or if something happens next?
Interestingly, for that question, it's a really good question. I'm going to add a third choice in there. What the research shows people fear most is the pain of dying, the process of dying. Think about it, a prolonged, agonizing death. When we've done research, this is the thing that most people fear the most.